Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einer weiteren Folge von Draugen mit dem alten Mann von den Schlaftabletten. Hier ist mir so eine kleine Unschärfe am Rand, das hat mich eben irritiert. Wir wollten uns das mal anschauen, die Fähre.
Ferry route is no longer operating.
Rats!
Aha.
Mrs. Fretland already informed me in her letter.
I know. Still warrants a resounding rats.
I wonder why it stopped running.
Look around. How many people live here? 20? 30? That can't be enough for a ferry route.
Things got quieter after the mine closed down.
They need to move on and find something else to put that village on the map. Tobacco farming, maybe.
The telegraph is out of order.
Well, there goes my plan. NOSOS.
This was 2 years ago, but the notice is still up.
How can it take 2 years to get something like that fixed?
If they couldn't afford it? Or couldn't get anyone to come fix it?
Well, this place really is off the map. Here be dragons. Or Draugens, I guess.
They must have been so isolated, with no easy way in or out.
Aren't there boats?
You saw how much work it was to cross the fjord. And if the weather's bad...
It can't be healthy, being so isolated. Cooped up inside, reading the collected works.
Yeah, all right, I get
This
it.
village is basically you two.
I said all right. The ferry would have made the trip here much easier.
And you wouldn't have had to pay that farmer a fortune to rent his boat.
I had no choice.
We should keep his boat, if it comes back. Bring it with us to Hanover.
Do what with it exactly?
I don't know, grow parsley in it? Use it in the pond? Forget it, stupid idea.
Da steht sie.
They had a memorial service for the accident in the mine.
On
July
heißt das
24th,
wahrscheinlich
in the village
1902.
church.
For something that happened 20 years ago?
It still affected their lives.
Hier ist die Toilette. Ah, da muss ich auch mal hin. So, wir gucken mal auf die Karte, wie die jetzt aussieht. Werden die Gebäude denn kräftiger, wenn ich sie besucht habe? Warte mal. Nochmal. Gott. Wir haben uns doch da oben 3 Häuser angeguckt. Tatsächlich, Vorräter. Das Vorräterhaus.
Fretland and Son.
How do you figure?
It's on the sign above the entrance. And on this photograph. Frederick and Simon Fretland.
Der Sohn ist noch etwas jünger.
The older gentleman is clearly Mr. Fretland's twin brother.
Twins are confusing. If this was a dime novel, they'd be switching places at some point to confuse the coppers. Damn you, twins!
Simon Fretland. Frederick's son.
And Johan's nephew. See, I'm getting the hang of this. Simon. That was the name in the burnt book. So Simon is Ruth's older cousin.
Ja, da ist was dran.
Applesauce.
Why lock any doors? I can't imagine they have a problem with punks and hoodlums.
The sign says they're closed, but I thought maybe... Hello? Are you open? Is anyone there?
Can't you just bust down the door? Locks be damned.
Breaking and entering, I will not. I'll just dislocate my shoulder.
Frederick Fretland and son.
Johan's brother and nephew.
The Fretlands have their fingers in all the pies, including the only store in town.
Ja, das
Also
stimmt.
the post office and telegraph. There may be something that'll lead us to Betty in there.
Or at least to some canned sardines. We need to get you fed, old bean.
Ich probiere es nochmal. Geht immer noch nicht. Mist. Gehen wir mal weiter. Da oben ist noch eine kleine Hütte, aber da steht nur ein Wagen davor. Hier ist noch eine Hütte. Gucken wir erstmal hier. Was ist das? Das war sowas wie ein Bootschuppen. Da kamen Texturen. Das auch. Hier ist ein Boot.
A boat! Teddy! Hot dog! This is our ticket out of here!
Not without Betty. Besides, the wood's rotted through. This boat isn't seaworthy. It's curious. The state of the boats. It's like they stopped taking care of them.
Seems short-sighted. How would they fish? Or get anywhere at all?
Aha, hier können wir weiter. Hier steht was.
What's this?
Remnants of the mining operation.
What, mine?
Remember, I told you yesterday. There was a mine here, but it closed down 20 years ago.
I know, Edward. I was just checking for a sense of humor. Still nowhere to be found.
Jetzt kann ich lesen.
Till minne om. It's a memorial. 3 men died when the mine collapsed in 1902. Georg Hatlestad, Niels Frambu, Arne Fretland.
See, this is what working a regular job. Did you say Fretland?
The younger brother who was mentioned in the article. He was just 19.
How long had he been working in the mine? That's too young for a dirty job like digging into rock.
We're in the real world, Lissie. Most teeners don't have the luxury to idle away their days with games and witty repartee.
Ouch.
The newspaper said the accident forced the mine to shut down.
What does any of this have to do with us?
I still don't know why Elizabeth came here.
And you think it has something to do with this mine?
Or with what it did to the village. Maybe.
Wir gucken mal. Aha.
I don't understand why they just leave this here. Like an altar to adversity. It's creepy.
Rustic superstition. Perhaps they believed they'd attract bad luck if they moved it.
What did they use this for?
Bringing the ore down from the mine before it was loaded onto boats.
So, diamonds? Gold? Or just boring old silver?
Iron ore.
Or what?
Rock, which contains iron
I know.
deposits. that-
Okay, Edward. Where do these tracks lead?
To the mine. Where else would they go?
I don't know. A castle up in the mountains where the frost giants live? And this is how they receive their monthly offering of meat from the villagers.
Die
Go.
Frostriesen.
I hope.
Du kannst ja mal bei Trose Wutz vorbeischauen. Dann kannst du dir die Frostriesen angucken. Ist hier noch irgendwie ein Reinkommen in die Hütte? Nee, ne? An der Seite vielleicht? Nee. Da ist auch nichts weiter. Hier kann ich zeichnen. Oh, alte Bucht, ja. Kann ich mal was trinken? Das tat gut. Ah, wunderschön, ne? Das Wasser da runterströmt, was auf den Bergen schmilzt. Also so warm wird es ja wohl noch sein. Nehme ich mal an, aber das sieht alles sehr herbstlich aus. Nur noch einen kurzen Moment. So, ich denke mal, das reicht. So. J. Oh, was hat er denn noch alles gezeichnet? Hä? Wir haben doch hier ganz woanders gesessen. Hat das noch nicht gereicht? Aber das andere Bild ist fertig geworden. Was ist das denn? Hä? Ja, ich habe jetzt natürlich nicht die Lust und die Zeit, auch wenn das wirklich wunderschön ist, die ganze Zeit ihm mir beim Zeichnen zuzuschauen. Aber ich will nur mal gucken. Das ist noch ein Versuch. Wenn er jetzt wieder weg ist, dann gucke ich noch mal, was er dann weitergemalt hat. Nichts weiter. Er malt nur an diesem Bild hier. Das passt noch nicht mal so richtig. Na gut. Ich will mal schauen, was dieser Zaun da sagt. Dieser da. Und dann ist da oben ja auch noch ein Gebäude.
No trespassing for traitors.
Cool. Want to jump the gate and explore what's on the other side?
Wir gehen jetzt.
Say, old sport?
Ich denke mal, das können wir später auch noch, ne?
Teddy?
The sign says no trespassing for a reason.
Come on! There may be trolls, or at least more houses. Where's your sense of adventure, old sport? Don't you want to see where these tracks go?
They lead to the old mine, and no. I've had enough adventure on this side of the fence. Besides, they wrote no trespassing for a reason.
Ich hoffe, ich kann da nachher noch hingehen.
I'll wager 1,000 clams. You'll jump this
Oh,
gate.
nun sei doch mal ruhig.
Betty's on the other side.
Fretland. Who are these traitors he refers to?
Gucke ich hier so hin. Jetzt hat er gespeichert. Scheiße. Naja. Kann man ja nicht wissen. Ich wollte auch vorher zur Kirche. Ich weiß nicht, ob wir dann noch zur Kirche können. Da war ich nämlich auch noch nicht. Kommt sie mit? Die steht da hinten und schnollt. Lass sie schnollen.
What now? We've looked everywhere.
There really doesn't seem to be anyone around.
Maybe we missed something. An important clue. How about the Jennings place? We haven't been inside yet.
It looked deserted, but worth another look, I guess.
Nochmal zum Laden. Wir haben da was übersehen. Was ist mit dem Vogel da?
Is that? Lissie, come here.
Das ist ihr
It's
Hut.
Betty's hat. She was here. She could still be in there. Betty? Betty!
Are you sure, Edward? I mean, it's just a hat. Is it even a hat?
I know my sister's hat, Lissie. I have to get inside.
What about the breaking and entering part?
I could care less what they call it.
Schauen wir, ob wir hier irgendwas aufkriegen. Das war vorhin jedenfalls nicht. Auf der anderen Seite sind noch Fenster. Laufen ist jetzt erlaubt. Ich bin aufgeregt. Das Fenster ist auf. Das war
Here's
vorhin
an
nicht
open
auf.
window.
You seem eager to break the law. I approve.
It won't budge.
Nah, don't be a milquetoast.
Well, it's stuck.
Attaboy, Teddy. You can do this.
Stärker ziehen.
I can't believe I'm actually breaking... Whoops, Daisy.
Oh my, Teddy.
Was ist da an der Decke? Hallo? Ach so, jetzt darf ich mich erheben. Eintreten.
Edward Charles
Charles Harden, dilettante, world traveler, cat burglar.
A
Steht
cat
da an der
burglar
Wand?
would by definition enter a building on a higher
Kindermörder?
floor.
The state of this place.
Oh, Betty,
Edward,
I hope you weren't here when...
is this blood?
Not necessarily human blood.
Well, that's all right then. What does it say? Barn murder? Someone murdered a barn?
Barn means child. And mortar, that's...
Child murder. Edward, they murdered a child?
Someone thought so.
Probably the same someone who vandalized the store.
Da fehlt was.
It's the same photograph as in the
Johan's
farmhouse, but
gone. At least, I assume he's the one who's been... snip.
Frederick clearly did not want anything to do with his twin brother.
Ja, wir gehen da gleich rein. Ich will mich jetzt erstmal hier in diesem Raum gründlich umschauen. Hier ist nichts weiter, ne? Da ist noch eine Tür, ja. Ja.
What are you doing?
Looking for keys.
Your life of crime can...
There's a note.
Is it written in Viking runes? What does it say?
It's from Simon. Casa. I don't know what that word means. Jeg put it means I put. Nøkkel is key.
He put the key in the casa?
Casa. I wish I had my dictionary. The note's addressed to his father.
So the key was moved. But where to?
Somewhere safer. Or more convenient.
Can we really trust your translations? You only started studying a month ago.
I spent the summer reading. And I had a lot of free time on the ocean voyage.
Come on, how much could you possibly pick up in a few months?
You know my mind. It's a sponge.
Ja, da ist noch ein Bild. Till. Simon. Simon heiratet. Till, Frau Ruth. Simon und Ruth waren ein Pärchen, würde ich da jetzt deuten. Nicht verschickte Post.
These were never sent.
How long have they been piling up?
I received Mrs. Fretland's letter in June.
A couple of months. Perhaps the world forgot about Grovik.
Out of order.
Why hasn't it been fixed?
Perhaps there wasn't much demand for it anymore.
S.
Das ist Alphabet.
O.
Steht auch drüber.
S.
Ute Afdrift. So, hier in der Kasse wird der Schlüssel sein.
Oh boy.
Casa.
So that's what
Genau.
it means. Cash register.
Ach da.
You're a genuine gangster now, old fruit. Don't worry. If you get busted, I'll come visit you in the big house. Wasn't there supposed to be a key?
Here it is.
Natürlich nehmen wir den Schlüssel. Soll ich mit dem Geld? Die paar Kröten da drin. Und der passt bestimmt zur anderen Tür hier. Ach, hier liegt noch ein Zettel, den habe ich gar nicht gesehen.
Why would
Verräter?
Frederick keep a list of what he calls traitors?
What did they do to him?
Cross him in some way? Why else keep a list of undesirables?
Johann Feldrott, Anna Feldrott, Ingbrot and Niet, kann ich nicht lesen. Barte and Kurt oder so. Karin and Kurt. Hanfor and Peter und Peter Brun oder so. Johanna Bronn. Das waren die Verräter. Inwiefern Verräter? Kindermörder. Hey! Das ist alles hier. Hier.
It is her hat.
Teddy, I'm not
Betty
sure
was
that's...
here. And not long ago.
Okay, but if that is her hat, what's it doing in a locked storeroom?
Another breadcrumb.
That's not an answer.
I know for sure she was here. That's what matters.
You know best, Edward. So, what now? If this is a breadcrumb, where's the next one?
There must be a reason her hat's in this room.
What's that?
A handwritten note.
I'm not blind. What does it say, you silly goose?
It's hard to read. I'm not sure my translation will be... Johann, you... Nectar. Refuse. You refuse to speak to me, so I write this letter instead. It's from Frederick Fretland to his brother. Simon did not... Bloody hell. Simon did not murder your Ruth. He was fond of his cousin.
Ruth. Ruth is the daughter of Anna and Johann, which means the little girl in the photograph at the farmhouse. Oh, Edward. The Fretland girl was murdered. This is simply awful.
Simon was working at the farm while I tended to the store. I would have seen him had he passed on the way up to the cliffs.
They thought Simon killed Ruth. His own cousin.
Ruth was... What's that word? Playing. Ruth was always playing on the rocks below the church. She must have fallen by accident. The note ends there. Frederick never finished it. And Johann never read it. Not that it would have made a difference. If Johann thought...
The mob showed up for Simon. His father would have tried to protect him.
September 17th. You would have been here, Betty.
Rocks below the church. Isn't the church right above us? Edward, come look at this. That's the cliff. Right there. The one in the note? I bet you 1,000,000 clams.
Where?
See for yourself.
Ich kann hier nicht raus. Ja, nu?
Lissie? Nothing.
Schauen.
I guess that could be where...
Let's check it out.
No, Lissie, wait.
Die ist doch schon weg. Sag ich doch. So, jetzt können wir ganz normal rausgehen. Ist das hübsch.
This way. I found it, Teddy. The cliff. I'm standing right below it.
What are you doing? This doesn't concern
A
us.
little girl died. We're staying in her home, for God's sake. Are you completely without heart? Get yourself up here, Edward Harden, right this minute.
Wie soll ich denn da jetzt hochkommen?
Come on, it's
Ach,
an
hier.
easy climb.
This looks very dangerous.
Oh, you're a big boy. Start acting like it. It's not Mount Everest.
Ich wollte zur
I don't know
Kirche.
about this.
Da oben ist die
Whoopsie
Kirche.
daisy.
Da wollte ich hin. Na gut, ich komme gleich zu dir. In der nächsten Folge. Tschüss.